let's chat some AEW Full Gear. Let's look ahead. AEW Full Gear happening this weekend. And I really do, this one I feel like I'm leaning negative on, and I don't mean to. I like what AEW has been doing the last little bit. We've talked about it. I could use less deathmatch stuff every week, but still, I like what AEW has been doing. I like a lot of the stuff that's been going on, and I like a lot of the shows. But it also feels like I'm being negative, and I'm being negative again, because the show is this weekend, and it doesn't feel like an AEW pay-per-view weekend yet. Now, they have Dynamite coming up tonight, and it's a 3-hour show, so we're probably going to get a lot coming out of that. But when you think of everything that's going on in wrestling right now, with the WWE side, you have War Games coming up, you have the John Cena retirement, Seth Rollins' injury. There's been a lot of buzz about those things. With the AAA stuff as well, Dominic Mysterio's the champ there. You have some crossover things happening. There's been a lot of buzz with that. TNA, they just had Bound for Glory a bit ago, and Santana won the title, and now he's pissing off fans, and now he doesn't have the title anymore. It's Frankie Kazarian, and just a lot of buzz coming out of that. And even New Japan, who has been lacking buzz lately, they're getting ready for Wrestle Kingdom in a couple of months with Hiroshi Tanahashi's final match, and it's announced that it is Kazuchika Okada who is heading over there for that show. Disappointing a lot of people who are hoping that because it's at the end or the beginning of 2026 that John Cena would make his Wrestle Kingdom debut and wrestle Tanahashi, but that dream kind of fell aside. Either way, there's been a lot that's been talked about, and it just feels like this pay-per-view has been overshadowed. Even in the company, it feels like it's been overshadowed. When you come off of a pay-per-view not long ago, and then you're building up to Blood and Guts, it feels like, even though the pay-per-view is on Saturday, it feels like we're here on Wednesday, and it's like, okay, and now start the build for that. So it doesn't feel like there's been a lot going on for this card. They've built it. There's a bunch of matches, but it doesn't feel like this has that same kind of buzz that even I have felt for some AEW pay-per-views. It's going to be a solid show. Hangman against Joe in a steel cage. FTR against Brodito for the tag team titles is going to be a blast, and so on and so forth. I can do without, hey, these guys are going to make a bunch of money in this. I feel like we're kind of overdoing that at this point. We know it's going to be a big show, but it just doesn't feel like there's been that kind of a for it. And I thought they did okay with some of the Blood and Guts stuff, their version of War Games. I thought they did okay in incorporating some of these feuds into that, so you can kind of build to both at the same time. But you just built to one, and now it makes it an easier pivot to the other, but it's just not quite at that same level. So it kind of goes back to what I've talked about before, where I feel like if AEW wants to do the different than, pay-per-view maybe isn't it. If they could trim it back down to what they had before, even like a 6 pay-per-view model, and then a couple of monthly specials on TV, I think that's probably the better way to go about it, instead of trying to fit in a Blood and Guts special around a pay-per-view cycle. I feel like that would probably be the way to go. So I have no doubt this will be a good show. I just don't feel like that buzz is there. And just one more thing. I hate the national championship thing that we're doing. AEW doesn't need more belts. You don't need a belt that is confusingly similar to something that is happening in another promotion over in the NWA. You have another title tournament happening right now with the women's tag team titles. You don't need it. Also, just a little thing, we don't need more titles that sound like they're the major championship. Like, if I said to someone, hey, the AEW national title on the line tonight. Oh man, they're big belts going for it? No, it's actually kind of a tertiary one. Oh, okay. What other belts do they have? Well, they have the AEW Unified Championship. Oh, that's their world title. Nope. Sorry. Should have led with that, but no, they don't. That's just it's a different one. Okay. And then they have the AEW World title. That has to be it, right? Yes. Okay, that one's it. It feels little thing, but like the Unified Championship, I hate that that's a thing, because that's like Cody Rhodes is the undisputed or unified WWE champion right now. Like, he isn't, but that's what they call it. That's what you call your main championship. So to call your secondary championship that bugs me. But they already have 2 mid-card championships. You don't need a third. I hate that they are doing this. And, it's going to be a belt that is defended all around the world. That was the Pan-American thingamabob from before that you already got rid of. So I kind of hate that this is a thing that's happening. So again, needlessly negative about this show because I am excited about it, but I just feel like there's a couple of things that I'm like, don't love that. How can they change that? We'll talk about it with the AEW Dynamite preview here in just a second. But of course, as always, you can follow me on social media. I am at Primetime Klein on Twitter, X, same thing, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky.